So Doom: The Dark Ages had a pretty good costume, I'd say, but there is also concept art that says that we could have had something else. Now, this isn't bad. I'm not gonna tell you otherwise, but I think in the Doom lore, you know how he spends a long time on Earth and then a long time on Hell, like centuries. I think he'd probably break a few chess pieces. A few bones probably. Anyway, point is, I wanted to take this costume and basically redraw it to where it would match the older games, but in the part of the lore where he's spending multiple years either on Earth or Hell. So again, this is the original design here. Well, concept design, I should say. The new one is here. This is also before 2016, I believe. And however, if we go to Classic Doom, as you can see, this is the original Doom outfit, or armor, I guess you would call it. So let's take a look at how I did, huh? Look at that. You can't see it. Look at that. Wow. So, there's a lot to get to here. So let's make this quick, shall we? As you can see, this is the original helmet, just like the other one. And I'll put it on the screen too over the video here. It does have quite a bit of rust because he's been doing this for quite a while and a lot of rain has come down. You could also argue that this is blood too, but hey, this is PG, you know what I'm saying? This is the original chess piece. It has a lot of scratch marks here, a lot of paint scratches, I guess. I'm not sure what else you would call it. I like this one especially where it's like a big one, and that would be probably before he put the belt on. I do like that I put gold, I put a gold buckle here. The shotgun shells have some gold tint to them, and then also down here on the boots, these have golden buckles here too. I just thought that would be a cool breakup, and I love the color scheme of green and yellow mixed together. I think that looks pretty good. So the gray or silver shoulder pad and arm guard, as well as the boots and the, I don't know what you'd call it, I guess the croc piece here, or whatever you want to, crotch, oh my gosh. All of this, I had the idea of intimating kind of a story into why he has these on. Basically, in the older games, there were not just a green marine suit, but also a silver one and a brown one. The brown one is actually where you get this belt here. But the silver ones, these would be a newer model or generation of the Doom Marine armor, from the actual government. So I decided these would also look pretty similar to the suit he wears in 2016, just more detachable and not quite as advanced or as strong or rust efficient. And so that's kind of my idea that I went with here, and it's still fairly 80s as well to keep that theme. But yeah, and these also are held together again by straps here, but you can tell, especially with the boots, that these are very very similar to the 2016 armor. Now moving on, you can see he's quite he's been torn up a little bit, just with age and fighting demons for years and years. As you can see, there are various rust marks all along here. I love this one because I really tried to make it so that it would seem like the rust is coming from rain dripping down onto him. So that's why there's rust down here. That's why there's rust coming out of these circular places. That's why there's rust here. Yeah, I really loved like making this to where I could try and be as like realistic with it as possible, and I think I did a good job. I don't. You guys can tell me what you guys thought, but along with the rest, he also does get in quite a bit of trouble. Now, if you know Doom, you would know some of these scars or whatever you want to call them, scars. So these ones along his abdomen. This matches the original cover art for the first Doom game, and along with that, this right down his thigh here. That sounds wrong. You can see this fairly bad patch job here because that was actually pretty. It was ripped up pretty bad in the cover art of the first game as well. So I thought that would be a really cool, fun addition to my art here to like incorporate those two things into it so that it would look pretty cool. My camera is glitching here. I also added this because in the original art he also does have a demon like grabbing. Holy crap! I'm going into another dimension. Oh. Alright, I'm back. So this one, again in the concept art, the guy is like clawing him kind of around that area. I thought that would be where he does claw him. And then also like here, maybe you got a bigger dash, so like right there, so he's covering that so it's not bleeding while he's battling. And oh my gosh, I'm just gonna, yeah. And so then I added like this black arm guard thing, as well as some different gloves again from the brown suit. I just thought that would look. I really wanted to make the color scheme like fit pretty well, and I think I did a fairly good job. Sorry, I'm sick, so if I'm nasally, that deal with it. See if my camera is working here. I think it is. So, yeah, I really like how I did this. Again, with this color scheme, you got gray, green, dark green, light green, yellow. I love green and yellow mixed. I think that looks pretty sick. And then just a touch of red here, and then along with the scars and stuff. I really wanted to make the color scheme like go all around the suit. And yeah, you guys can tell me how I did there. And then I pretty much copied like. See, I'm not good at drawing in the sense of like. Actually, you know, I did kind of change the shoulder guard here, but for the most part, this is I traced over everything. I know I know. Hey, my fault. Anyway, however, the one thing I didn't trace was the abs, and I think I did a good job. The camera's right there. I think I did a pretty good job. I usually suck at drawing abs. I don't draw them a lot, mind you. But when I do, they usually suck, and I think this was really good, especially for the Doom guy who has probably the best abs in all of fiction, I would argue. So, you guys can tell me in the comments. I think I've been ranting about this for long enough, but tell me, how did I do? Did I do a good job? Do you think there's something I could have done different that you would like to see? To answer your question on if I'm going to be doing this as an actual cosplay in the future, that's in the future. That's probably like 5 or 10 years down the line. Also, I need to work on my abs a little bit. You know, your boy's a little flimsy. Same with the muscles a little bit. You know, I'm trying, guys. Don't worry. Anyway, that's enough out of me. You guys have a great day. I'm Lazy Sonic, but most people just call me Lazy. And peace out. Goodbye. That was cringe.